So, Emma recently left full-time employment after working in many different sectors and areas of business to go freelance as a virtual assistant. She's proved not only to herself that it can be done, but to anyone thinking of becoming self-employed as well. So, Emma, I know you've worked for some pretty big names, including Virgin, who incredibly are famous for helping startups. But what made you decide to take the big leap from the safety of employment to go freelance and help other businesses?
It was to start off with, I was being made redundant. Well, I had the risk of being made redundant, and I went under consultation, my job role. And I've never been in that position before, but I knew I hadn't been with the company for 2 years, so I knew I wasn't going to get any redundancy pay. And it was either a choice of wait it out to see what's going to happen or start applying for new jobs. So I started applying for new jobs just for security benefit. And I was going to job interviews, which I'm naturally quite good at, but I really was not enjoying them at all. And some of the interviews come across as if they were doing me a favour by employing me. And I always found that with employment, it's a mutual contract. And I remember in one interview, I actually asked to leave early. I said, I'm not interested, sorry. So I went home. And my partner, bless him, he said to me, why don't you use the set of skills you've got to start your own business? And I was like, to do what? And he went, I'm not sure, why don't you just like have a think? And that's when I started researching what I could do with my set of skills online, and a virtual assistant popped up. So I started looking into that.
Oh, that's brilliant. Makes a lot of sense. So, having become self-employed as a freelancer, as a virtual assistant freelancer, how did you go about trying to get your first client, and how hard did you find that?
So I was quite lucky. My first client was my sister's friend who owned an online beauty brand. Um, After setting up my website and telling people that I was going as a virtual assistant, she actually messaged me straight away and said, I think I need someone like you. She goes, my work is getting seriously busy and it's just me and I need help. So we met up and had a talk, and she had marketing and sales issues, and I originally come from a sales background anyway, so she asked if I could help with that. So with regards to getting my first client, it was very easy. With regards to getting a second client was a bit more difficult. I started to go on websites such as People Per Hour, where it's like a bidding, and that's where I got my second client from, and to this day I'm still with that client. So
Oh, that's
but
brilliant.
yeah, it's about keep persevering.
So, thinking about the business again, I
Hmm.
mean, it's interesting you said that one of the first things you did was help her with sales, because that's also actually going to help you.
Yes.
And then you have to start thinking about these things, and they're not easy. We all know that. Otherwise, we'd all be successful, right? So now that you've become a freelancer and you've got into the thing, the way things work, you've got a couple of clients, few clients now. What's been the main benefits over being employed?
I've got my own time. I manage my own diary now. I haven't got a set schedule. Um, I, I've never liked office politics, and now that's gone as well. And I feel much more happier doing work that I'm doing instead of doing what I was doing when I was employed and being managed. I can manage myself, and that's what I like about it, that I am running everything myself, and the satisfaction you get from that is so much better than working employed.
Yes, it's the freedom,
Yeah.
very much. Yes, I think freedom can be summed up in a single word, which is choice.
Yes.
If you have choice, that's freedom.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So now the reverse side of that, is there any downsides? Apart from, as you'll discover if you haven't already, that you don't get any holidays.
So yeah, obviously the holiday is the issue. I actually booked I had a holiday last month, which was booked last year, and then telling my clients, oh, sorry, I'm going on holiday, and then knowing I wasn't getting paid for that week as well, so I had to factor all that in, as well as I found, obviously, when you're working by yourself, there's no other people to talk to as well. But I've kind of overcome that with music. Not music that can distract me, but just a bit of background music.
Yes, yes. Yes, there's a site, focusatwill.com, that I subscribed to a long time ago, that I found really useful. It can play kind of really weird music that you don't really notice, but at time flies past. Yeah, when you're doing stuff like this. Yeah, no, totally agree with you. Okay, so I know that you cover pretty much everything I'd expect of a virtual assistant, but is there any particular area that you specialize in that you're enjoying?
So mine would be sales mainly. I'm not afraid to pick up the telephone, and that's what I do for most of my clients. So that's what they like about me, that I do pick up the telephone and I'm happy to speak to people and try and get a sale for them.
That's a big one, I can tell you. Yeah, very, very good. Totally approve of that. Okay, and finally, if you could have given yourself some advice before you became a freelancer, what would you have told yourself?
To not listen to the negativity from people. People are very quick to, instead of encouraging you, to discourage you to do stuff.
Yeah,
And I think that took me a little bit longer. Otherwise, when I come up with the idea, I think I would have cracked on with it straight away, and I didn't. I left it about a month or two, and I was umming and ahhing. So yeah, that's what I would have told myself.
I think that's very, very wise. Yes, all the top sort of people in business have been single-minded. This is for sure. And there's a very famous advert in the 1920s, I think, something like that, which started out, at first they laughed, but
Yeah.
when they da 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 da, and that's it. Yes, yeah, brilliant. Good. Well, many thanks, Emma. I know this will inspire other people to start their own businesses, um, and it will, and should also act as a magnet for those businesses who are looking for someone just like yourself to take on the work that they don't want to do. So it frees up their time for the work they do want to do. You can get in contact with Emma at ebvirtual.co.uk. That's ebvirtual.co.uk. My name's Quentin Payne, and if you're thinking of becoming a freelancer, I hope you found this useful, and thank you for watching.